So here we are, the day after Storm Bert. Bert has blown a few things around here. It's not too bad. I'm relatively surprised it actually picked up these containers. So we skipped Sunday yesterday because it was just not nice. It was very windy. Bert has also moved that cage. When we got here, this fence down here was all leaning forwards. We fixed that first. We've got a few Darleks and stuff have blown about over there. I don't know how that one got there because that was somewhere else, but must have really gusted around the place. Today I'm trying for the first time a separate microphone. I don't know whether it will make any difference, but I had a bit of weirdness when I was moving the phone away and back and forth from my face. We're down here today to get our leaf seedlings into the polytunnel. That was going to be yesterday's job, but here we are on Monday instead. We've got some sunshine. I was up early to get down to the hospital, have the doctor tell me that they don't want a surgery my foot, which is good because I didn't want that either. But they say I should wear some arch supports, be careful, and of course lose weight, the universal diagnosis for people like me. But there we go. So we've got some mustards to put in, some lamb's lettuce, some spinach, just to see how things go. And over here, we got in last weekend the bok choys, or no, pak choys, and they're actually growing, which is good to see, even though we've had our first kind of real negative weather in the last week, temperature wise. But yeah, better crack on and get these seedlings in. As a little side quest today, I've popped a couple of posts back in to secure this ume tree. We noticed it was rocking a bit in the wind and was actually loose in the ground. So that's got 2 posts and a couple of ties on it again now. And they'll need to be there for probably at least a year. We pulled the ties out of most things this sort of summer. The quince here is actually pretty sturdy in the ground, and the other ume that we also planted at the same time over here is also very sturdy in the ground, even if at a slightly jaunty angle. That's pretty much the prevailing wind direction, so we didn't secure it against that well enough. And that's that job done. So in that bed there we have rainbow chards. This is lamb's lettuce. The next is mustard called 9-headed bird. Just over here is another mustard. I've forgotten what it's called. I think I've got that noted down at home. And then there's Mediana spinach, a few of them down there. Not really sure how they'll cope with this with winter in the polytunnel, but we'll see. I already mentioned the pak choys. They're under those domes. They're actually growing quite well. I think I said that already. We have a few little extra spares, some spare spinaches there and some spare mustards down that end. And remember from last week's video, there's garlic down the centers of these beds here. These ones in the pots here still are giant winter spinach. They all look like they've basically bolted to seed, so I don't think we're going to bother sticking them in the ground really. So, but that's good. We've got something in every bed now. We shall see how it copes with the winter. This is a first for us. We've not tried doing these sorts of overwinter crops. The celeries down here seem to be healthy, and there's some pretty healthy radishes down that end, and little carrots are growing pretty well down that end. And we've got corianders actually popping up down here, so that's good. And of course those dills, which we planted, all those things that I just mentioned prior to taking the tomatoes out. We've had a bit of a cold snap over the last week. It dropped down to something like -4 in here, according to the little thermometer I've got over there, the Linkbird device. And that has pretty much knocked out the marigolds, of course. But that's it. We've got our winter crops in here, and we shall see how they go and monitor that over the coming months. As a bit of a side project during the week, I gathered up a pile of leaves from home. There's probably another one of these bags worth to bring down here. What we're going to do with these is put these into these Darleks we inherited with the plot. We've got 3 of them of a similar design and size. Haven't decided yet whether to put them along the front of the raspberry cage here or along the back. Probably the back out of the way, but it's also a bit tight back there, so we don't know yet. Gonna have a think about that before doing it. When I did this, I also managed to mulch the elder tree in our front bed at home, which we'll bring down here. More fodder for the compost and all good stuff feeding into the future growing.